An ex-firefighter behind the wheel, a deserted road in the middle of a storm, a paramedic bleeding against the cold wall of an abandoned warehouse. What he found that rainy October night wasn't just a woman on the verge of death. It was proof that someone had planned to erase two witnesses and almost succeeded. A perfect plan that would have worked if he hadn't chosen that exact route. This is the story of how one decision to stop forced a single father to face the past he tried to bury and change three destinies forever. The rain is coming down hard. Cold needles pounding the asphalt. Visibility almost zero. Liam drives the maintenance truck slow through the industrial district. Third shift. Empty roads. Tunnel inspection scheduled for 3 a.m. His hands are steady on the wheel. Always steady. Even when his mind isn't. He's 42. Shoulders still broad under the work jacket. Hair graying at the temples. Scar tissue visible on his left forearm when he reaches for the radio. The scanner crackles. Dispatch calling units to a scene 6 blocks south. Reports of gunfire. Possible cartel activity. Officer down. Liam turns the volume down. Not his problem anymore. Hasn't been for 7 years. He rounds the corner onto Palmer Street. Headlights cutting through sheets of rain. Something dark against the brick wall ahead. He slows. Probably just trash. Maybe someone sleeping rough, but then he sees it. The reflection of wet pavement. Not water. Darker. Thicker. Blood. He stops the truck. Leaves the engine running. Grabs the flashlight from the console. His boots hit the street. Rain soaking through his jacket immediately. The beam finds her. Young woman, maybe late 20s. Slumped against the warehouse wall. Paramedic uniform torn at the shoulder. Blood spreading from her abdomen. Hands pressed against the wound. Barely conscious. Her eyes flicker toward the light. Trying to focus. Failing. Liam moves fast. Muscle memory taking over before his brain catches up. He drops to one knee beside her. Shines the light on the wound. Arterial bleed. Maybe liver. Maybe kidney. Hard to tell with all the fabric. Hey, his voice is calm. Practiced. The voice he used to use. Can you hear me? She nods weakly. Lips moving. Trying to speak. Don't talk. He pulls off his jacket. Folds it into a compress. Applies pressure. She gasps. Tries to pull away. I know. He keeps his voice level. I know it hurts, but I need you to stay with me. Her eyes lock onto his, searching. She's young. Idealistic face even through the pain. Probably joined the service thinking she'd save the world. Her badge is half visible. MT certification. Name partially obscured by blood. Maya. He reaches for his phone with his free hand. Dials 911. Keeps pressure with the other. This is Liam Cross reporting a critical injury. He gives the address. Describes the wound. Estimates blood loss. The dispatcher asks if he has medical training. Yeah. He doesn't elaborate. Units are en route, the dispatcher says. 6 minutes out. 6 minutes. She doesn't have 6 minutes. He looks at her eyes again. Pupils uneven. Shock setting in fast. Maya. He says it firm. Command voice. Her gaze sharpens slightly. You're going to stay awake. Not a request. An order. She tries to nod. What happened? She swallows. Voice barely a whisper. Call ... went bad. She coughs. Blood at the corner of her mouth. Cartel drop. Another shallow breath. They knew? We were coming. Liam's jaw tightens. Who else was with you? Partner. Tears mixing with rain on her face. Didn't make it. He processes that. Files it away. Focuses on what matters right now. Keeping her alive. He adjusts the compress. Checks her pulse. Rapid and thready. The wound is worse than he thought. She needs surgery. Needs it now. Sirens in the distance. Still too far. He scans the area. No other attackers visible, but they could come back. Finish the job. His truck is 20 feet away. Engine running. Could get her there faster than waiting. But moving her wrong could kill her just as fast. He makes the call. Maya, I need you to trust me. She looks at him. Something in his tone cutting through the fog. I'm going to pick you up, he says. It's going to hurt like hell, but we're not waiting. She tries to protest. No choice. He slides one arm under her knees, the other supporting her back. Keeps pressure on the wound as much as possible. She screams when he lifts her. He moves fast, crosses the distance to the truck in seconds, sets her across the bench seat, climbs in beside her, keeps the compress in place, truck in gear. He drives. The hospital is 4 minutes away. Sirens now closer but still behind him. Maya's breathing is shallow, fast, panicked. Look at me, he orders. She does. Count with me. He starts. 1. She whispers it back. 1, 2, 2, 3. Her voice is fading. He takes a corner hard, one hand on the wheel, the other maintaining pressure. 4, he says louder. 4, she echoes weak. You're doing great. 5. He can see the hospital entrance. Emergency bay lit up like a beacon, pulls in hard, slams the brakes, horn blaring. Trauma team already moving. They were alerted by dispatch. Hands reach in, take her from him. Gurney appearing. She's gone in seconds. Double doors swinging shut. Liam sits in the driver's seat. Hands covered in blood. Rain still hammering the windshield. He stares at his palms. Red mixing with water, dripping onto his jeans. It's been 7 years since he's seen this much blood on his hands. 7 years since he swore he'd never see it again. A uniformed officer approaches the window, taps on the glass. Liam rolls it down. You the one who brought her in? Yeah. Need you to come inside, the officer says. Answer some questions. Liam nods. Kills the engine. Steps out into the rain. Inside the hospital smells like disinfectant and fear. The officer leads him to a consultation room. Small, sterile. A detective already waiting. Late 40s. Tired eyes. Shield clipped to his belt. I'm Detective Morris. He gestures to a chair. Liam sits. You saved that girl's life, Morris says. Not a question. Liam doesn't respond. Morris opens a folder. Glances at notes. Paramedic Maya Chun, he reads. 28 years old. 3 years with City Rescue. Attack during what should have been a routine call. He looks up. Routine calls don't end with gunshot wounds and dead partners. Liam waits. We're investigating cartel involvement, Morris continues. Someone tipped them off. They were waiting. You military? Morris asks sudden. Sharp. Was. What branch? Marines, Liam says. Then fire rescue. Then maintenance. Morris's eyebrow raises. Fire rescue, he repeats. What unit? Elite structural collapse. Liam's voice is flat. High-rise division. Morris leans back. And now you fix potholes. Roads and tunnels, Liam corrects. Why the change? Liam meets his eyes. Not your business. Morris studies him. Then closes the folder. Fair enough. He stands, extends a hand. Thank you for what you did tonight. Liam shakes it. Stands. She going to make it? Don't know yet, Morris admits. But without you, she'd be dead in that alley. Liam nods once, turns to leave. Mr. Cross. He stops. If you change your mind about talking, Morris hands him a card. We could use someone who knows how to act under pressure. Liam takes the card, doesn't look at it, walks out. The rain has slowed to drizzle. He climbs back in the truck, sits in the parking lot, stares at the hospital entrance. 7 years ago, he walked out of a different hospital, wearing a different uniform, carrying a different kind of weight. His wife, Sarah, firefighter, same unit, same team, They went into a burning hotel together. 12 floors. Reports of civilians trapped on the 8th. Standard protocol. They'd done it 100 times. Except someone got the intelligence wrong. The fire wasn't accidental. It was set, deliberately, multiple points. They were halfway up when the structure failed. Sarah was 3 steps behind him. He made it to the stairwell. She didn't. He tried to go back. His captain physically restrained him, held him while the floor collapsed. While Sarah's radio went silent, they found her body 2 days later. He took the blame. Should have checked better. Should have sensed something wrong. Should have made her go first. The department cleared him, said it was bad intel. Bad timing. Bad luck. He didn't care about cleared. He cared that she was dead and he was alive. He quit 3 weeks after the funeral. Took custody of their daughter Emma. Moved to a different part of the city. Found the most anonymous job he could. Emma was 4 then, 11 now. She asks questions sometimes. About Mom. About why Dad doesn't fight fires anymore. About the scars on his arms and back. He gives her pieces. Never the whole story. Never tells her that he sees Sarah's face every time he closes his eyes. Never tells her that he hears the radio silence in his dreams. He starts the truck, drives home. The apartment is small, 2 bedrooms. 5th floor walk-up. Nothing fancy. He opens the door quiet. It's 4:30 a.m. Emma should be asleep. His mother Diane is on the couch. Book in her lap, reading glasses perched on her nose. She looks up, sees the blood on his shirt, his hands. Liam. It's not mine. She stands, comes closer, examines him. Whose? Paramedic, he says. Found her shot. Took her to county. Diane processes that. Nods slow. You saved her. Maybe. She touches his face. The way she used to when he was young. You're allowed to be good at this, she says soft. Even if it hurts. He doesn't answer. Go clean up, she tells him. I'll make coffee. He showers. Scrubs the blood away. Watches it spiral down the drain. When he comes out, Diane has coffee waiting. Strong and black. They sit at the small kitchen table. Emma had nightmares again, Diane says. Fire dreams, Liam tenses. She drew pictures after. Diane slides a paper across the table. Crayon drawing. House burning, stick figures. One outside labeled Dad. One inside labeled Mom. She's processing, Diane says gentle. She needs to know it's okay to ask you. I talk to her. You give her facts, Diane corrects. Not feelings. Liam stares at the drawing. Feelings don't bring her mother back. No, Diane agrees, but they might help her understand why her father is so afraid to be who he really is. The sun rises slow. Liam goes to Emma's room, cracks the door. She's asleep. 11 years old, dark hair like Sarah's, his nose. Sarah's determination. He watches her breathe. Safe, alive, innocent. He would burn the whole world down to keep her that way, which is exactly why he can't go back. 3 days later, Maya Chun wakes up. Surgery successful. Liver repaired. Prognosis good. Detective Morris visits her hospital room, asks questions about the attack, the setup. Who knew the route? She remembers pieces. Not enough. The man who found you, Morris says. He saved your life. Maya's eyes sharpen. Who was he? Liam Cross, Morris says. Ex-Marine. Ex-fire rescue. Currently works road maintenance. Why? Maya asks. Morris shrugs. Doesn't say. But someone who moves like that doesn't just stop. Maya touches her abdomen. Feels the bandages. The stitches underneath. I want to thank him. Morris writes down an address. Good luck. 4 days after that, there's a knock on Liam's door. Evening. Emma doing homework at the table. Liam making dinner. He opens it. Maya Chun stands in the hallway, still pale. Moving careful, but standing. Hi. Liam doesn't say anything. I'm Maya, she says. The paramedic. You saved my life. He nods once. Can I come in? He hesitates, then steps aside. Emma looks up from her homework, curious. This is Maya, Liam says. Maya, this is my daughter Emma. Hi, Emma. Hi. Emma's eyes go wide. Are you the one Dad saved? Maya smiles. I am. Dad doesn't talk about saving people, Emma says matter of fact. He used to do it all the time, though. Maya glances at Liam. I heard. Liam gestures to the small living room. You want coffee? Sure. They sit. Emma goes back to homework but keeps listening. I wanted to thank you in person, Maya says. Doctor said I wouldn't have made it if you hadn't acted that fast, Liam shrugs. Anyone would have. No. Maya's voice is firm. They wouldn't. I've been a paramedic for 3 years. I know the difference between someone who panics and someone who knows what they're doing. She leans forward. You didn't panic. You didn't hesitate. You knew exactly what to do. Liam hands her the coffee, sits across from her. Trained for it. Trained for fire rescue, Maya says. Not battlefield medicine. Marines first. She studies him. Why'd you quit? Personal reasons. Your wife. Liam's face hardens. Maya sees it, raises her hands. Sorry, Morris told me. I shouldn't have. It's fine. Silence. Then Maya speaks again, quieter. My partner didn't make it. Liam meets her eyes. I know. His name was Jason, she says. 26. Married 6 months. Wanted to be a father, her voice catches. We walked into that call together and I walked out alone. Liam knows that way. Knows it intimately. You didn't kill him. Feels like I did. It wasn't your fault. How do you know? She challenges. Because he's been asking himself the same question for 7 years. And no answer makes it better. Because fault requires intent, he says finally. And you didn't intend for him to die. Maya wipes her eyes. They want me to testify. Against the cartel. Identify who I saw. Are you going to? I don't know, she admits. Part of me wants justice. Part of me just wants to forget. Can't do both, she nods. That's what Morris said. She stands, careful, still healing. Thank you. For the coffee and for my life. He walks her to the door. Maya, she turns. Whatever you decide, he says. Make sure it's because you want to, not because someone else thinks you should. She studies his face. That advice from experience? Yeah, she leaves. Emma appears at his elbow. I like her. She's brave. She's scared. Same thing sometimes, Emma says. Wise beyond 11 years. The next week, Captain Frank Reeves shows up at the maintenance yard. Liam's under a truck checking brake lines when he hears the voice. Cross. He knows that voice. Spent 15 years hearing it. He slides out, stands, wipes his hands. Frank Reeves, 55. Career firefighter. Captain when Liam left. Deputy chief now. Captain. Liam. They don't shake hands. Too much history. Heard you saved a paramedic last week. Word travels. Did what anyone would. Stop saying that. Frank's voice is sharp. Anyone wouldn't. You did. Because you're still the same guy who ran into burning buildings for a living. Liam crosses his arms. What do you want, Frank? Need your help. No, you haven't heard what I'm asking. Don't need to. Frank steps closer. There's been a series of fires, he says. Industrial district, warehouses, all owned by shell companies, all connected to cartel operations. Liam listens despite himself. They're using fire to destroy evidence, Frank continues. Burn the buildings, collect insurance, eliminate witnesses, call arson investigation. We did, Frank says. They're overwhelmed. These aren't normal fires. They're designed to spread fast, take out whole blocks, make rescue almost impossible. So call it TF. We did that too, Frank's frustration shows. Everyone's stretched thin. And people are dying, Liam. Firefighters, cops, civilians who happen to be in the wrong place. Liam's jaw tightens. What do you want from me? I want you to consult, Frank says. Look at the patterns. Tell us what we're missing. Help us train the teams on how to approach these situations without getting killed. I fix roads, Frank. You save lives, Frank corrects. That's what you do. That's who you are. Was. No, Frank shakes his head. Once a firefighter, always a firefighter. You can change your job. You can't change your instinct. Liam looks away. I have a daughter. I know. She needs me alive. She needs you to be you, Frank says quiet. Not this half version who's afraid to care. That hits hard. Liam turns back. You don't know what you're asking. I know exactly what I'm asking. Frank meets his eyes. I'm asking you to save lives again. I'm asking you to use what you learned. I'm asking you to be the man Sarah married. Mentioning Sarah is a low blow and Frank knows it, but it works. If I do this, Liam says slow, I'm not going into fires. Agreed. I'm consulting only. Training. Analysis. That's all I need. And Emma stays out of it. Completely. Of course. Liam exhales. When do you need me? Tomorrow. The Fire Academy Training Center is unchanged. Same obstacle courses. Same burn rooms. Same smell of smoke and sweat. Liam walks through the main building. 15 firefighters assembled in the classroom. Young faces. Eager. Most of them probably weren't even on the force when he left. Frank stands at the front. Everyone, this is Liam Cross. Some recognition in a few faces. The older ones remember. Liam was elite structural collapse, Frank continues. 12 years active. More rescues than anyone in department history. He's going to help us understand what we're up against. Liam moves to the front, uncomfortable with the attention. These fires aren't standard, he begins. His voice is steady. The teacher voice coming back. They're designed with 3 goals. Spread fast. Burn evidence. Create collapse conditions that trap first responders. He pulls up photos on the projector. Recent fire scenes. Structural damage. Look at the burn patterns, he points. Accelerant here. Load-bearing wall compromised here. Secondary ignition point here. Whoever's setting these knows building codes. Knows how structures fail. Knows how we operate. One firefighter raises a hand. How do we fight something like that? You don't fight it, Liam says. You outsmart it. He advances the slides. Standard approach puts you in the kill zone. Front door entry. Follow the heat. Locate the source. That's exactly what they want. He circles areas on the diagram. You need to think like an engineer. Identify weak points before entry. Map alternative exits. Assume the obvious path is compromised. Another firefighter speaks. Up. Older. Skeptical. With respect, that sounds like a lot of time we don't have. You're right, Liam acknowledges. But dead firefighters don't save anyone. That silences the room. He continues for 2 hours, breaks down scenarios, walks them through decision trees, teaches them to read buildings the way he does. By the end, they're asking questions, engaged, understanding. Frank pulls him aside after. That was good. It's a start. Maya Chun wants to meet with you, Frank says. She's been consulting with us too, about the cartel angle. Why? Because her partner died in one of these fires, Frank says. She wants answers. 2 days later, Liam and Maya meet at the fire department office. Morris is there too, along with a TF agent, Sarah Park. They spread evidence across the table. Photos, floor plans, witness statements. We think the cartel is using the fires to eliminate witnesses, Morris explains. People who saw too much. People who can testify. Like Maya, Liam says. Morris nods. Which makes her a target. Maya's face is set. Determined. I want to help catch them. You want revenge, Liam corrects. I want justice. Same thing when you're not thinking clearly. Agent Park speaks up. Mr. Cross, we could use your expertise. These fires are sophisticated. Military-grade planning. Liam looks at the photos again. Something clicks. These aren't random, he says. Look at the locations. He starts marking the map. Warehouse district. All within 2 miles of each other. All near major transit routes. Distribution network, Morris says. Exactly, Liam confirms. They're not just destroying evidence. They're protecting something bigger. What? Maya asks. Liam traces the pattern. There's a central location, somewhere in this radius. Something they're willing to burn half the district to protect. Agent Park studies the map. That narrows it down to about 40 buildings. Check which ones haven't burned, Liam says. Park makes a call. While they wait, Maya looks at Liam. How did you see that? Spent years reading fire patterns, he says. You learn to see what's not there. What's not there? Yeah, he points. These fires create a perimeter, like a moat, keeping people away from what's in the middle. Park hangs up. Got it. Only 3 properties in that radius haven't had incidents. 2 are active businesses. 1 is abandoned. The abandoned one, Liam and Morris say simultaneously. They plan the operation for 3 days out. Surveillance first. Confirm activity. Identify structure weaknesses. Plan approach and exit routes. Liam briefs the tactical team. If this goes wrong, he tells them, they'll burn it. With you inside, how do we prevent that? One officer asks. You don't go in alone, Liam says. You send eyes first. Drones. Cameras. Map every inch before boots cross the threshold. You identify all potential ignition points. You secure them before you advance. And you have a firefighter team on standby, not as backup. As primary, Frank nods. My people will be ready. The night of the operation, Liam is in the command vehicle. He insisted on being off-site, just consulting, just watching. But his heart is racing like he's going in himself. The team approaches the warehouse at 0000. Drones go in first. Thermal imaging shows heat signatures. At least 15 people inside. Crates, equipment. Looks like a processing facility. This is it, Morris says overcomes. Moving to positions. Liam watches the screens. Maps the building in his mind. West wall, he says into the mic. You've got stacked crates. Potential collapse hazard. Copy, team leader responds. They breach the front and rear simultaneously. Chaos immediate. Suspects scatter. Some try to fight. Some run for exits. Then Liam sees it. Thermal spike. Northeast corner. Someone moving fast with something in their hands. You've got ignition, he barks. Northeast corner. Someone's torching it. Frank's fire team moves. But it's already spreading. Accelerant. Lots of it. Everyone out, Morris orders. Now. The team starts evacuating. But there's a problem. We've got civilians, one officer radios. 3 people. Locked room. 2nd floor. Liam's blood goes cold. 2nd floor. Fire on 1st floor. Building not rated for this kind of heat. It's Sarah all over again. Get them out, Morris orders. West stairs are blocked, the officer responds. East stairs failing. Liam looks at the building diagram. There's a loading platform. Exterior. 2nd floor. Could work if someone can reach it from outside. Loading platform, he says. East side. Can you get to it? Negative, the officer says. Fires between us and them. Liam looks at Frank. Frank knows that look. Don't. Liam's already moving. He grabs a spare jacket from the vehicle, puts on a helmet. Frank tries to stop him. You're not active, 3 people are going to die. You have a daughter. Liam meets his eyes. Emma needs to grow up knowing her father didn't let people burn when he could stop it. He runs before Frank can argue further. Crosses the perimeter. Heat hits him like a wall. Muscle memory takes over. He finds the loading platform, grabs a ladder from the fire truck, raises it, climbs, smoke billowing out. Structure groaning. He reaches the platform door, kicks it open. 3 people inside. Terrified. 2 women, 1 man. All zip-tied. He pulls his knife, cuts them free. Follow me. The floor shakes. Something collapses below. They move to the platform. Down the ladder. 1 at a time. The man goes first. Then the women. Liam's last. He's halfway down when the platform gives way. He jumps. Hits the ground hard. Rolls. Pain shooting through his shoulder. Hands pull him back. Away from the building. 30 seconds later, the second floor collapses. Frank appears. Furious and relieved. You son of a, I'm fine. You could have died. Didn't. The fire burns for 3 more hours. They save the building. Barely. Arrest 12 suspects. Recover massive amounts of evidence. Maya finds Liam sitting on a curb. Paramedic checking his shoulder. Dislocated, not broken. You okay? Been worse? She sits next to him. You said you weren't going in. I lied. Why? He looks at the building. Smoke still rising. Because 7 years ago I couldn't save someone, he says. And I'm not letting that happen again. Even if it kills you? Especially then. She doesn't say anything for a while. Then, my partner Jason, she says. He died in a fire like this. Cartel hit. We went in for a welfare check. They burned it with us inside. I got out. He didn't. Liam looks at her. I'm sorry. Me too. They sit in silence. 2 people who understand the same weight. 2 weeks later, the trial begins. Maya testifies. Clear, detailed, strong, convictions across the board. Cartel network dismantled. Fire pattern broken. The city is safer. But Liam can't stop thinking about those 3 people. How close it was. How easily it could have gone wrong. Emma knows something changed. She finds him in the living room late one night. Can't sleep. Dad. Yeah, Em? Are you going back to being a firefighter? He considers lying. Decides not to. I don't know. She climbs onto the couch next to him. I think you should. Why? Because you're sad when you're not. Kids see everything. I'm scared, he admits. Of what? Of losing someone again. Emma takes his hand. Mom wouldn't want you to stop helping people. How do you know? Because I drew her, Emma says, and asked what she thought. What did she say? She said Dad is a hero. Emma's voice is matter of fact. And heroes don't quit just because they're scared. Liam pulls her close. When did you get so smart? I'm 11, she says. Practically ancient. He laughs. First real laugh in months. 3 months after the warehouse fire, Captain Frank Reeves offers Liam a position. Not active firefighter, something new. We're creating a civilian emergency response program, Frank explains. Teaching regular people how to survive disasters, fires, building collapses. Active threats. You want me to teach? I want you to lead it, Frank says. You're the best person for this. You understand trauma. You understand recovery. And you know how to keep people alive. Liam considers it. Teaching means no fires, no direct danger, but still using his skills, still saving lives just differently. I'll do it. The program launches in the fall. They use the old training center, renovate the classrooms, build new simulation spaces. Liam's first class has 30 people, all walks of life, parents, teachers, security guards. Just people who want to know what to do when everything goes wrong. He teaches them fire safety, first aid, evacuation procedures, how to stay calm when everyone else is panicking. Maya guest lectures, teaches triage, emergency medicine basics. Emma sometimes sits in, watches her dad teach, draws pictures of students learning to help each other. One afternoon after class, an older woman approaches Liam. "My grandson wants to be a firefighter," she says, "but I'm scared." "Why?" "Because I don't want him to die." Liam understands that fear intimately. The best way to keep him safe, he says, is to make sure he's trained, prepared, knows what he's walking into. She nods, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for teaching people it's okay to be scared, but not okay to be helpless." That night Liam goes home. Emma's asleep. Diane's reading on the couch again. He sits next to his mother. "I think I'm okay," he says. She looks at him over her glasses. Yeah, he confirms. "I'm not over it. I'm never going to be over it, but I'm okay." Diane takes his hand. "Sarah would be proud." "You think?" "I know." 6 months later, the program has trained 500 people. Local news does a story, calls it revolutionary. Says Liam Cross is making the city safer one person at a time. He doesn't care about the recognition. He cares that a woman who took his class knew how to use a fire extinguisher when her kitchen caught fire. He cares that a man who learned CPR saved his neighbor's life. He cares that people feel less afraid because they know what to do. Emma's teacher asks him to speak at Career Day. He shows up in his instructor uniform, not firefighter gear, just plain clothes with the program logo. Talks to 11-year-olds about courage, about how it's not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite it. Emma watches from her desk, smiling. Afterward, she hugs him in the hallway. "I'm proud of you, Dad. I'm proud of you too, Em." "Why?" "Because you helped me remember who I am." They walk home together, hand in hand, sun setting over the city. Somewhere in town, someone is learning first aid. Somewhere else, someone is practicing fire escape routes. Somewhere else, someone is choosing courage over fear. And Liam Cross, ex-Marine, ex-firefighter, ex-nothing, is exactly where he needs to be, teaching people that heroism isn't about the uniform. It's about the choice. The choice to help when you can, to act when others freeze, to save lives not because it's your job, but because it's who you are. That night he pulls out an old photo, him and Sarah, both in uniform, both smiling, both so young and certain they were invincible. He doesn't cry anymore when he looks at it. Instead, he makes a promise to keep teaching, to keep saving, to keep showing up, because that's what Sarah would have done. And that's what Emma needs to see. And that's who he is, underneath all the fear and pain and guilt. A person who runs toward fire, not away. Just doing it differently now. Smarter, safer, better. The photo goes on Emma's knitstand, right where she can see it. Reminder that her mom was brave, and her dad is still learning how to be. And that's enough.